I'm fighting a road runner. I'm the Coyote. You chose me. I ain't choose you. You chose me. So I'm gonna tell you straight the F up. You can go back to 135. We'll send you back to lightweight. You still got your WBC belt. You're gonna be fine. Shakur will fall.
Shawn Porter has changed his prediction for one of this year's most awaited fights. He now believes Teofimo Lopez has the edge over the once undefeated Shakur Stevenson.
Okay. I can guarantee you this is what Shakur is going to do. Shakur is going to come out middle of the ring, work that jab, work that pawn that he does, all that, the feints. He's going to try to touch him with the jab, but he's going to be waiting on his moments to snap with that right hand, waiting on his moments to counter, waiting on his moment. And when they're not there, he's just going to slide off, go for that little walk, restart, slide off, restart. Shakur is the kind of fighter that does not mind restarting. That was our thing, was once we start, we want to do the best we can to get away from another restart, because the restart allows you to reset, allows you that space, and stuff like that. When you would see me get broke by the ref, you would see me right back on, because I don't want that restart situation. Right. So that's what Shakur needs. He needs that space to keep restarting, that space to keep using his jab, keep probing, and keep finding tail. I think that's what the fight's going to look like for Shakur.
The stage is ready for an exciting showdown at Madison Square Garden on January 31st as Lopez defends his WBO super lightweight title against Stevenson. This fight is more than just a championship bout. A win for Stevenson would secure his place as a 4-division world champion, joining a rare group of multi-weight class winners. For Lopez, keeping his title would confirm him as one of the top fighters in the division and shut down doubts about his consistency.
We know that Shakur is very passionate about the sport. He's a kid that has always wanted to be considered the best in the sport. From the amateurs till now, he wants to be pound for pound top dog. He wants to be on Mount Rushmore, so on and so forth. Teofimo, I feel that he's had that passion, right? But he's had lapses to the, at times where he thought about even quote unquote retired and said he was done with this game. Now, I don't know if that helps you because it creates this chip on your shoulder as a fighter to keep continuing to prove the world wrong that you are one of the best, or if it psychologically affects you against a guy like Shakur.
When you go against a guy like Shakur reminds me of Bud Crawford. You can't have those lapses. You can't have that kind of mindset. And I think Teo's been very vocal about the things that he struggled with, and, he was going through a divorce, and all of these things were making it really, really hard for him to focus on his first love. But that's the thing. Recently, he said he came back to his first love. He remembers that this is what got him everything he has, and he's back in love with boxing, and that's what we've been wanting to hear. And when we see a Teo like that, he's sharp against Josh Taylor. When we see a Teo like that, he's sharp against Lomachenko, and also willing to fight all these guys. Now think about this. I know we call big, heavy punches the boogeyman, but usually the boogeyman is the guy that's hard to beat. And Shakur, nobody really wanted to fight him. And once again, Teofimo Lopez is fighting a dangerous fighter.
What makes Porter's change of mind so intriguing is how completely his view has shifted. Just a few weeks ago, he saw the fight clearly in Stevenson's favor, giving the Newark fighter a 60% edge over Lopez's 40%. Now, after rethinking the tactics, Porter sees things very differently. His new analysis focuses on the range of strategies each fighter can use, and this is where it gets interesting. Porter believes Lopez has far more ways to win than Stevenson. This comes down to how each fighter approaches the ring. Stevenson is a disciplined boxer who sticks closely to his proven game plan. Porter respects this consistency, but sees it as a potential weakness. If Lopez figures out Stevenson's pattern, the champion's rigid style could work against him.
Shakur gonna always be Shakur. The offense that we saw from him in his last fight was just, he knew what he had in front of him, and eventually he knew that he was going to be in a position where he could have his way with the kid who was in the ring. I'm losing his name off the top of my head.
Right, I know you're talking about. But I believe he fought that way because he started hearing all the calling him running. He started saying, you know what, let me stay in the pocket, because he stood in the pocket a lot more than he normally stood in the pocket with that fight. You know what I'm saying?
It took some unnecessary shots.
Huh?
It took unnecessary shots.
Well, okay, right. But you see what kind of fan base he got after that too. The doubters started saying, you know what, I'm gonna roll with him more. because we were getting tired of him running and skillfully beating people. That gets boring. Like Mayweather did his last 10 fights damn near. You know, like,
Nah.
oh, man. What?
Nah, Mayweather wasn't running, bro. Mayweather was out there putting on master classes. He was not
doing what he was doing when he was Pretty Boy. He was not bringing it to him. Come on,
them hands was like skeleton hands by then.
Okay. Whatever the reason was. I went with the eye test, man.
So
when you go ahead.
So when it comes to Shakur and Teo, I feel like if it's not if Teo's not fighting someone that's being aggressive, pressing him a little bit, he taps out. And I feel like Shakur is not going to trade the way he did in the last fight because he knows he's going up in weight and Teo has power, obviously. So I believe that this is going to be one of those fights where he kind of fights on the outside, frustrates him a little bit. I expect it to be a fairly boring fight.
In contrast, Lopez shows impressive versatility, giving him several ways to approach the fight. He can play it smart and defensive, using his skills to counter Stevenson's attacks. Or he can turn aggressive, pressing forward with powerful right hands and fast left hooks that can quickly shift the fight. This flexibility allows Lopez to change his plan during the match depending on what works. Stevenson, with his more fixed style, doesn't have that same advantage. Porter even imagines a fight where both stay cautious, avoiding full-on exchanges. In that scenario, he believes Lopez would still have the upper hand, able to take advantage of key moments in each round.
I like what Pierre said, you know, the twitchiness, that athleticism that Teofimo has is what would give someone like Shakur problems because it throws off his timing.
Yep.
Shakur is flat out amazing. I've watched this kid. He can find anybody's time.
Right.
So if you give him the space with just like feints and stuff like that, he gonna still pick it up and he's still gonna find it. I got a feeling this thing is not gonna be boring and dry because I got a feeling you're right. By nature, Teofimo is a counterpuncher. He's an explosive counterpuncher. He does not know how to punch. He can't really set it up first the way that he can when somebody's coming at him. We already know Shakur ain't gonna have a lot of offense for him. But at the same time, I think about it like this: Shakur is an ace of spades, but Teofimo Lopez is a wild card. He's still liable to do anything at any point in time, and I just got a feeling that it's gonna be like a Tasmanian, well, like a hyena and a lion, you know. And it's like, is the hyena gonna be able to pounce on the lion enough to get the job done, or is the lion just gonna be able to make his moves, do what he need to do, and snap at him and get him when he wanted to?
The legendary Mikey Garcia has also shared his take, but with some important notes. He recognizes the fight's high level while pointing to the key question: which version of Teofimo Lopez will show up on fight night? Garcia highlights the difference between the elite Lopez who beat Vasily Lomachenko and Josh Taylor and the inconsistent Lopez who has struggled in other bouts. That unpredictability is the biggest factor. Garcia also notes that Lopez has a size advantage, being naturally bigger and more experienced at super lightweight, which could give him extra tools against an opponent moving up in weight. Still, he doesn't count Stevenson out, stressing that the undefeated fighter's skill could overcome any physical disadvantage. This uncertainty shows just how evenly matched these two fighters really are.
It's a great matchup, tough fight. I want to see what Teofimo shows up because sometimes it's Teofimo, sometimes it's Teofimo, the great fighter who beat Lomachenko, who beat Taylor. That's a tough Teofimo. But then we've also seen him, you know, in off nights.
Right.
And so that's kind of the only question that I have. You know, which Teofimo's gonna show up.
What do you think he has to do to kind of deal with a guy like Shakur Stevenson? How would you approach a fighter like Shakur Stevenson if you were Teofimo Lopez with the attributes that he has?
I would think Teofimo, being that technically he's a bigger fighter, bigger size, he's been at the weight class a little more and then just maybe built into it more. I would think he would have to use that, you know, size as an advantage. But it's hard to say because, I mean, Shakur Stevenson fucking good at what he does.
Oscar Valdez adds a valuable perspective, having faced Stevenson himself in 2022. In that fight, Stevenson delivered a flawless performance, controlling all 12 rounds and even scoring a knockdown in the 6th. With first-hand experience of Stevenson's skills, Valdez gives clear advice for Lopez. He highlights the importance of staying mentally disciplined throughout the fight. Stevenson's style can frustrate opponents, and giving in to that frustration has cost many fighters before. Valdez emphasizes that Lopez must stick to the game plan his corner lays out, whether it's plan A, B, or C, and execute it with full focus. Abandoning the strategy for a risky knockout or letting Stevenson's defense frustrate him would be a huge mistake.
If we go off paper, I would say Shakur Stevenson, but I would hate to say that because I can see Teofimo Lopez doing the opposite. And then it's going to be like, I thought, Oscar Valdez thought Shakur was going to win and Teofimo won. He was like, no. I think Teofimo Lopez, it's a 50-50 fight, in my opinion. Because, Teofimo's been proving it before. And I got to emphasize this, if someone can pull it off, it's definitely Teofimo Lopez. If Teofimo Lopez doesn't do it, I don't see who is going to beat Shakur Stevenson. I don't see another fighter who will beat him. I know I said Pitbull, I think, because Pitbull came with some problems, but I wouldn't see no one else beating him unless Shakur Stevenson goes to 147, and then he's obligated to have some competition with I don't know, Ben Conner and all the other welterweights who are...
Brian Norman Jr. adds his perspective to the growing list of predictions. Recently, the young fighter, known as the Assassin 2, experienced his first career loss when Devin Haney outboxed him to win the WBO welterweight title. That defeat led to major changes in Norman's camp and gave him time to reflect on his career. From this perspective, he evaluates the Lopez versus Stevenson matchup with a focus on mental strength. Norman sides with Stevenson, highlighting the fighter's ability to stay unfazed by the crowd or outside pressure. Stevenson stays completely focused on winning, and while Norman respects Lopez's talent, athleticism, and skills, he believes Stevenson's patience will be the deciding factor.
Talk about some of the current events in boxing, man. We got one of the biggest fights happening and announced already. Shakur Stevenson versus Teofimo Lopez, end of this month. What you think, man? How you see that, man? Give me the expert breakdown, man.
I think that's gonna be a wonderful fight, to be real with you, but I feel like Shakur gonna pull it off. And the reason being is because of discipline. Like, you look at Shakur as a whole, he don't care about getting booed. He don't care about anything like that. He care about winning. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, that's all that matters. Look, y'all looking at him, ready to watch him fight again versus Teofimo. But no matter what, who hand was raised. So I feel like Shakur gonna get that. And Teo, I ain't trying to take nothing from him. I feel like he's a great fighter as well, very athletic, very talented, and skillful as well. But I just feel like the patience of Shakur is what's gonna do it. Not necessarily anything, I won't say anything else at all, just straight up patience of Shakur. He don't mind just stealing you off on one and just moving. He don't mind. Yeah. And I feel like that's gonna make Teofimo more eager and overzealous. He was trying to force it. Yeah. So I think that's where Shakur will try to take advantage. Shakur may be on trying to be on some pressure stuff. Like you seen, you seen. So maybe he's trying to prove a point as well. So it's really a toss-up, but for the most part, leaning towards Shakur.
Roy Jones Jr. shared his analysis with his usual directness. The legendary 4-division champ believes Lopez will need to take risks if he wants to hand Stevenson his first professional loss. According to Jones, there's no path to victory for Lopez by trying to outbox Stevenson safely from a distance. Stevenson's sharp technique, lightning-fast hands, and top-level defense make it nearly impossible to land clean shots from the outside. Jones says Lopez must be willing to trade punches, taking some hits to land his own power shots. In the end, he believes the fighter who wants it more will find a way to impose his will.
Stylistically, man, how does Shakur beat Teo and vice versa? Stylistically, how does Teo beat Shakur?
Stylistically, Teo got to go in and go for broke. He got to go gamble. He got to take some, get some, and that's just the only way to win. If he stays outside and boxes, Shakur gonna pick him apart. Shakur's a polished boxer with some of the best feet in the game right now, and he's a defensive-minded fighter, which is very smart. It's hard to hit him. He makes you gamble to hit him, and he's gonna be a tough one to deal with. But if Teofimo is willing to gamble to beat him, then Teofimo can definitely make it a really good fight.
Aiden Ross joined the discussion by betting $10,000 on Lopez to win. Terence Crawford immediately took the wager, backing Stevenson with full confidence. Crawford's prediction was clear. He expects Stevenson to showcase his skills and dominate Lopez. The welterweight champ made it clear, using strong language to stress that Stevenson's style is a puzzle Lopez won't be able to solve.
Bet 10K on it.
Bet.
Agreed.
Bet.
Will, who do you think's gonna win?
Who is it?
Tio and Shakur. They're fighting next month at Barclays. I'll be there. You'll be there? Yeah. Oh, nice. Okay, cool. Yeah. So I get to see your live reaction when I take your money.
Little bro walking away with that. You gonna see.
Nah, Shakur is not to be, but Tio's good.
Tio's good for what he do, but he's been washed.
Nah, come on.
He's getting washed.
Abel Sanchez weighed in on concerns that this much-anticipated fight could be boring. He recognized that there's a real chance the two skilled fighters might play it safe, leading to more strategy than excitement. Still, Sanchez is hopeful that Lopez will take the lead and make Stevenson react. He believes Lopez knows he must stay aggressive because if both fighters hang back, fans would be left with a dull show.
Shakur's a great talent, and Teofimo looked great in his last fight. Of course, he didn't have Shakur in front of him, but I think that for Shakur, he has to keep the fight at his distance. If he does that, I think it's a win for him. Teofimo, he's more, he wants to draw you in, he wants to counterpunch. He's gonna have to be a different guy this time. He's gonna have to attack. He's gonna have to be leading the fight, or else it's gonna be a boring fight. I don't think it'll be a boring fight, but if he sits back and waits for Shakur's going to wait for him, then it's not going to be exciting. But I think Teofimo will attack. I think Teofimo has to attack. I think Teofimo has to do what Zepeda did, except for Teofimo's a lot more talented than Zepeda was.
Tim Bradley shared his analysis on YouTube and came down on Stevenson's side. While he recognized Lopez's physical strengths, the former two-division champ praised Stevenson's skill in executing game plans and shutting down his opponent's strengths with smart positioning and solid defense. Bradley described Stevenson as a fighter who systematically frustrates opponents by taking away their weapons and controlling the pace of each round. He is especially curious to see how Lopez manages someone who can outthink him in real time, ultimately believing Stevenson's strategy will secure the win.
Tio, more so, I would say he's fast, explosive, and got that punching power, to hurt you, he can sting you. Whereas Shakur is more so like, I would say quick thinker, very decisive fighter, you know what I mean? With his movements, decisive with, all his movements, everything he does inside the ring, there's always like a purpose to it. He's always in the right position, to avoid a shot or to land a punch as well, And one of the things that I think is going to be a key thing in the fight, if they were to fight, is how laser focused Shakur is, man. Shakur is one of those guys that can stay focused all night.
Paulai Malignaggi offers his insight, drawing on decades as a fighter and analyst. The former two-division champ and respected commentator admits this fight is tough to call. While he leans toward Stevenson, he warns not to underestimate Lopez, especially when under pressure. Malignaggi notes a pattern in Lopez's career. He performs at his best when doubted and struggles when expectations are highest. This mindset makes the fight highly competitive. Malignaggi sees true pound-for-pound #1 potential in Stevenson, but recognizes Lopez as exactly the kind of opponent who could challenge that rise.
You want to give Shakur the edge, I do, but Teo is not something to play with, because when he's got his back to the wall, he becomes the most difficult guy to deal with, And he's got his best performances when people count him out. And then when people feel like he's going to win easily, he's got his worst performances. So this is one of those times where Teo could make it really, really interesting. Shakur, for me, is a possible pound-for-pound #1 at one time. But if there's a guy who could be a threat to him, it is Teo, because Teo has that little bit of difference-making ability.
Is it a 60-40 fight? Is it still close?
I mean, it's probably 60-40, maybe even higher, but that's a live 30 and 40 by Teofimo, because again, the way he shows up, It's very, very difficult and tricky.
But it's very rare for a fighter to fight in their prime nowadays. They're both, 28 years old. They're fighting in their prime.
Yeah.
You got to give a lot of respect to both of them, right?
Yeah, you do. And that's the problem. You don't see a lot of fights happening in the guys' primes. They milk the money and stuff like that. That's why I give these two guys credit.
Ashikwi Foster shares insight based on personal experience, having sparred with Stevenson. He believes Stevenson shines when he has clear physical advantages over his opponents. But when that edge is gone, vulnerabilities appear that skilled fighters can exploit. Foster sees Lopez as capable of matching, or even surpassing, Stevenson athletically, with real power that can't be ignored. This suggests Stevenson could face challenges when he can't rely on being the bigger, stronger fighter in the ring.
You said, my opinion on him and Tio?
Yeah, do you think he beats him? Because essentially, if he beats him, I assume he would probably stay at 140 then.
Nah, styles make fights. I don't know. I don't really see. I think that's a bad style matchup for Shakur.
Really? You're like the 10th person that's told me this. I kid you not. Like, it's just because I know the obvious people will be like, Shakur's undefeated. He's a defensive fighter. Tio's kind of struggled with the boxer, but I've just talked to someone again today. Like, everyone favors kind of like Tio for some reason, just from what I've talked to. So why is that? Because you sparred Shakur, and I guess you would know better. So I mean,
Shakur, he likes to be the most athletic guy in the ring. When he's not, he has problems. Shakur he's a right-hander fighting out of southpaw stance. So when you meet guys like that's athleticism that fight with their strong hand in the back, you're gonna have to rely on more than just your jab and the rangefinder. You know what I mean? Like, you tell me, do he got a solid left hand?
I mean, I haven't been punched.
You seen him throw it. You seen him throw it, but you've never seen him hurt or knock nobody out with it. So I just think when you meet certain guys, that's why I say the style. You meet certain guys, you're gonna have to rely on both of them hands. You know what I mean? And I just think it's a bad style matchup for him.
Lamont Roach Jr. shared his prediction after his own controversial draw with Isaac Cruz in his super lightweight debut. The former super featherweight champ expects Stevenson to earn a clear win thanks to his superior boxing IQ. Roach dismisses any comparison between their ring smarts and points to Lopez's close fight with Sandor Martin as proof of his vulnerability against skilled boxers. Lopez's upset loss to George Kambosos Jr. also supports Roach's view that mental lapses can cost him when opponents refuse to play by his rules.
He a little cuckoo too, like he has like a little mental lapses every once in a while.
So who do you think wins that fight between him and Teofimo Lopez if they fight?
I think Shakur wins. And I don't think it's going to be like a super tough fight either. His IQ will frustrate him.
Don't you think Tio has also good ring IQ and also is slick, fast?
I think so, but when you look at Tio's performances against guys that are just pure boxers, it's just like he almost lost to Sandor Martin. Some people thought he lost to Sandor Martin.
He did beat Loma, who's arguably at the time considered one of the best in the world.
He did, and that was a hell of a performance too. A hell of a performance too. So yeah, I mean, I think he's hit or miss. You got to think he got stuff. He a little cuckoo too. Like he has like a little mental lapses every once in a while. Look at the Kambosos fight. Like, that's a fight that people would never expect Kambosos to win, and he won a grueling match against him as well. So I don't know. I don't think he can get it done against Shakur when it comes to like because it's going to be just a skill match. I don't think he's going to try to rough Shakur off, and it's probably not going to work.
Amir Khan favors Lopez, drawing on first-hand experience with his power and versatility. He believes Lopez can elevate his intensity when needed and questions whether Stevenson has faced anyone combining Lopez's speed and strength. The move up in weight adds another challenge for Stevenson, who must prove his skills work effectively against naturally bigger fighters at super lightweight.
The fight between Stevenson and Lopez, what a fight. Who wins that? Lopez. You think Stevenson? Lopez is a very good fighter, bro. I've trained with him, I've had him on the pod, he bangs hard, he's a good all-round boxer, slick. A lot of people don't give him the credit for how good of a boxer he is. Look, he's the type of guy I know about Lopez is that when he has to turn it up, he turns it up. And I think with someone like Shakur, he will have to turn it up big time. And obviously Shakur, we've not really seen him in the deep end. Look at Lopez, he's fought the likes of Lomachenko. He's beaten some great names on the way, man.
As January 31st draws near, the boxing world remains split on who will come out on top at Madison Square Garden. The wide range of expert opinions highlights just how evenly matched these two elite fighters are, each bringing unique strengths and uncertainties to this career-defining battle.